Got it.
Edgar, great job, brother.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. I appreciate every single one of you guys for coming out. First and foremost, and most importantly, thank you to all of you guys. Cast and crew, thank you, guys. Wonder Woman's right next door. But think about this, Wonder Woman's next door, but you guys are here. You guys chose to be here tonight. You guys will always be in my heart for that reason, and I appreciate you so much. So yeah, this was all we have, and by the time the movie's over, it's all we have.
You need a tissue?
And what's that?
You need a tissue.
Yeah, well, I got Mocos right here. That's actually why I'm wearing the mask. But thank you guys, we really appreciate it. Again, this is not Hollywood. This is not a Hollywood movie. This is a Tucson film. And Gilbert, I was just telling you, there's so many Tucson stories to be told here in town. LA, New Mexico, New York, great. And, you know, kudos to them. But we can still do a lot here. And I hope this movie is a testament to that. And you guys coming out is a testament to that as well. So thank you so much. You know what? Actually, can I get right here? Okay, thank you. Karen Marroquin, ladies and gentlemen. Karen, tell a few words about your experience on the production.
Well, first of all, I just want to thank everyone here that's here. I want to thank Edgar for giving me the opportunity to be on this cast. I got very, very emotional, and of course, I want to thank God. Sorry, I'm going to set my phone down. I want to thank God for all the opportunities that I have had. To me, you know, being a part of this cast hasn't just been an opportunity to grow as an actress, but it also gave me the opportunity to just become friends with a lot of people. I mean, Edgar and Maribel became my adoptive parents. Like, they're officially my adoptive parents. I mean, I love my mom and dad, right? They're over there, but they're my adoptive parents.
Does he have papers?
I think so. So I just want to say it's been such a great experience, and Edgar, thank you from the bottom of my heart so much. Seeing myself and all of us on the big screen and knowing everything that you've done behind the scenes is just another round of applause for Edgar, because he's done so much, so much.
Yeah, okay, hey, so here we have Todd Cortez, most amazing production assistant. Tireless, but we call him Tired Todd. He wouldn't get tired, but he was always there with an amazing attitude, always let's get it done attitude. This would, like, as far as for like the behind the scenes stuff, none of it would have happened without Todd, I can tell you that. So.
Yeah, so a couple words about Edgar, all of course good words. I worked on short films, I went to the U of A. All short films I worked on, but this was the first feature-length film that I worked on, and it was a blast. I know it was a couple years ago, but the whole cast and crew was a group of the most humble people I've ever met, and still to this day, and I'm very appreciative of working with you, Edgar, and the cast and crew in general. So thank you. Thank you.
So now we have Mr. Alex Martinez and Emmanuel Vasquez. So you guys were background extra at the playground scene, but here's why that's important to me. This is why you guys being up here is so important to me. You guys are a physical embodiment of Tucson and what Tucson did. I put out the word, hey, making a movie, it's a, you know, there's a bar scene, come on out, right? Without knowing the script, the storyline, all that stuff, they just know, okay, it's a bar. They came out like many people came out, and that's Tucson. Filmmakers, you guys can attest to this. People are hungry to do things. Money aside, people are hungry to do things, and so you guys coming out, made like Playground and many other locations, all fine and dandy, but they mean nothing without the people who came out and gave up their time to fill in those back scenes, to bring those scenes to life. So, without further ado, Mr. Alex Martinez.
Honestly, it was just fun to just be on set, especially because, yeah, there's very much great talent here in Tucson and Arizona in general. So to be honestly, just to be on your set, dude, I enjoyed it. And honestly, I think I can get a lot of you too. Now I have an extra friend and also an amazing filmmaker to work with. And dude, no matter what, I'll support you hands down. And just yeah, like you said, there's a lot of people that are hungry. Like, honestly, I think we all just can work with each other and all that stuff. And I think we can make big things. And honestly, yeah, Hollywood has all theirs. But honestly, there's so much undiscovered talent here. It's just amazing that now that you find all these people you can network with, and all the people you can work with, it's just, I think that's better because we can make bonds and we can create great things here. And honestly, dude, I was just proud to be on set. Even if it's a big part or a little part, honestly, it was just an honor to be on your set. And honestly, I hope there's more people we can make together.
Yeah, man.
Hands down, brother.
Another round of applause for Edgar. First and foremost, thank you to the cast and crew. Thank you to Edgar. And even though I was just a background extra, it was very humbling and just a very great experience overall. And I would definitely love to work with you again, Edgar. Again, for sure.
Definitely, let's do it.
And
Somehow.
like I said, once again, thank you to the cast and crew and everybody that showed up here. Thank you to all of you. A round of applause for all of you. And yeah, just thank you. That's all I gotta say.
And everyone, so can we get the mic on over to Michael Ray? I didn't even recognize Michael Ray right here. He was in, as many people were. Barbie, why are you not down here?
Barbie should be down.
Yeah, Barbie.
Come on, Barbie.
She wanted to make an entrance.
There we go. So Barbie and Michael Ray, Barbie was in the table scene.
They let her talk.
But,
They didn't let me talk at all.
so they were in,
I wonder why.
They were in the scene in the church and the wedding and the funeral, right? And so when I'll never forget the look on everyone's face when I said, okay, this is what we're doing, applause, and then you guys pause, and then I got the weirdest look from everyone, like, what the hell's the problem, Edgar? What are you thinking? What's going on in your head? So, Michael, I met you that day. Barbie, that day also was a whole lot of fun.
Yeah.
And you guys trusted me, and I'll forever thank you guys for placing that trust in me, because to see, like, this was the vision that was in my head, but the thing is, in the moment, all you have is trust. And when somebody gives you that trust, I dearly, dearly appreciate it. So without further ado, Michael Ray.
Hey, I just wanted to say something real quick. 4 years ago, I came to Tucson from Texas, as you can see by my accent. And it was to start a new life and to get healthy and all this other stuff. Anyway, I freaking took a class. I took a class and I met some amazing freaking people. I went on to Edgar's set, not knowing a thing. It was one of my first ever experiences in a film production. And he allowed me to do that. I thank him very much for that, because that was the start of everything for me. I never had a dream. I never had a dream in life until I come to Tucson, you know? And met the people like Chuck Williams, like Bo, like Johnny, like Barbie, like Edward, like Alex, like everybody here, you know? This is what it's all about. If Tucson wants a film community, this is where it starts. With men that were brave enough, Chuck Williams, you know, I talk to him down there every night on Facebook, but I can't remember his name. But people like Chuck Williams, like Edgar, like Differently Abled Entertainment very soon to be. We need to start amping up these things. Start writing some letters. Start talking to our Congress. Let's get this going on like Albuquerque was, because geniuses like this man and what you just seen should be a monthly occurrence here in Tucson. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. That's all I got to say.
And let's get the mic on you.
Thank you. And like he said, we do need to get out and support our local filmmakers and support the projects like these. I know when I was approached to play Carla, I had a great time on set. The cast, the crew, everybody was just great. And like you said, that one church scene, we didn't know what you were doing. We're like, what are we doing here? But it turned out great. It really did. And I enjoyed being a part of this project and enjoyed working with everybody. So give everybody a round of applause.
Karen wants to say one more thing, so we're family Spanish? Yes. And then, questions, because I want to hear from you guys, more importantly.
Ya, nomás quería decir una cosa, quería agradecerle primeramente a mis padres por siempre, siempre apoyarme. Yo soy de Phoenix, entonces ellos manejaban 2 horas, como 3 o 4 veces a la semana, nomás para que yo pudiera practicar con Edgar y con el otro protagonista, para que las escenas nos quedaran bien. Muchísimas gracias a mis papás, ellos siempre me han apoyado, siempre me han apoyado, nunca me han dicho no puedes hacerlo. Si yo he dicho yo quiero ser dentista, pues ser dentista, mija, yo quiero ser esto, pues ser, nunca me han dicho que no puedo hacer nada. Y yo les quiero dar las infinitamente gracias a Dios que me dio a unos padres tan hermosos y les quiero decir que los amo. Y aparte de eso también quiero agradecer a toda mi familia, quiero agradecer a mi tía Erika, Mónico, a Ana, a todos los que vinieron, mis primos, muchísimas gracias porque también ellos son de Phoenix y manejaron 2 horas solo para verme en una película. Muchísimas gracias a mi tío Nelo, gracias por venir, a todos, muchísimas gracias. Thank you everyone. Thank you.
All right, your guys' turn. Yes, sir.
I have 3 questions. I'll start with the probably the most curious question I have. So when there was I think it was a dream of the main characters where Natalia was dead already, and there was kind of like angels of death like in a circle surrounding her. What did you use to suspend her in the air right there?
It was a rope, and it was over there at the Circus Academy, right off of Stone and, what is it, Stone and Speedway. And they were literally the only place in town that would allow us to do that because I first moved Yuma Community College, Tucson Unified School District. They said, what do you want to do? And I said, well, I want to dangle Karen about 50 feet in the air. And they said, yeah, no, you're not doing that? And I said, okay, cool. So, and then eventually the Circus Academy, they're like, yeah, we do that all the time. Are you kidding me? Come on over. And so I'm like, oh, we got somewhere to hang Karen from, you know. That sounded wrong. But, to suspend Karen,
How long did they have to Edgar hold steel? Because I thought that was fascinating.
We held steel for 3 days. 3 days.
It seemed like a long time.
It was brutal.
Yeah, so you're talking about the wedding stuff?
Well, it had to have been more than one.
Yeah, it just
more than
seemed
one
like
scene because there was Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was saying it didn't seem like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
It wasn't a special effects. It seemed like everybody was just holding still.
Yeah,
that was
what I
was going to ask too in post production. If you just did like a closed still, where you just or it was all the actors actually acting like they were frozen or not.
So I guess we're talking about the wedding, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
So the wedding, we did that multiple times. They had to learn the action on the spot. They did it. After a few times, everyone got it and got it to sync. And then I just filmed it various times from various different angles. So yes, it had to be repeated multiple times. I would say at least 15, 20 times for the different angles. And they all did an amazing job. Because I don't want special effects. I don't, first off, I don't have the money for that, let's be honest. But practical looked great. I thought the practical looked great. And I heard somebody down here say, what is going on? Like, I love the way that threw you off because it was a weird moment.
Edgar, it was actually more creepy. You thinking that they were just standing there. Compared to the effect.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking too. The acting was that good though. Yeah, I couldn't tell if it was just like something we did in post or if it was like the actors actually standing there or not. So that's awesome.
On top of the pauses and the good takes, I had to make sure that those good takes were on the basis of 0 blinks. We caught 1 or 2, but for the most part, they did an amazing job at that.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Chuck. Appreciate it. Thank you. Who else? Anyone wants to go first? Yes.
I'm curious.
several times they left like the downtown area or Tucson High, and it's daylight. By the time he gets her home, it's night. So how big do you think Tucson is?
So that
Where
is-
does she live?
That is low budget continuity right there. And so I hope I had you focusing on other things like the story. But great catch because actually funny. They went on detours. You needed to look for a little They got stuck in construction.
I was gonna say, he had to go around a mountain, yeah. The backside of a mountain.
Yes.
Right. Who or how did you were able to get the actors and actress from inside the car? Did you have someone on the hood of the car? Just to hold the camera and pray for dear God, please not let me fall on the road and be roadkill.
There's this company and they make these platforms for cars, and they didn't know that they made them for movies. They're actually called U-Haul. And so we put the car on top of the U-Haul and just kind of bolted it. We tied the tires down. Everything had to be super safe. But then afterwards, I was actually I don't know if you guys noticed in the back, there's a back panel. I was hiding behind that, coaching the actor, Karen and Stefan. I was coaching them from behind based on what we had already previously rehearsed to. But yes, car was on a U-Haul, and then I got a salad cutting board with two handles right here like this, right? Those handles I actually used to then hold down with the rope, and then on the wooden cutting board, I mounted the camera. And we would do a wide shot, and let's do it again for a shot on Stefan, then a shot on Karen. And so it was all homemade. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Yeah.
It's awesome.
Alex, we gotta do that.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
First of all, I'm interested in production, either before the camera or behind. But I wanted to ask, from inception, when this idea came, how long did it take you to produce this to what we saw tonight?
Concept came in 2016, pre-production 2017. Shoot was this time, 2018, so 3 years ago. And then afterwards in 2018, right around summertime, or at the end of summertime, going into September, we found out that my wife had cancerous cells in her abdominal area. And so we had to deal with that. And then the way that, we all know someone who maybe has had cancer, not directly, indirectly. The way that that plays with your life, to save you guys a long story short, the way that that plays with you emotionally, plays with your life, at least with me, really is a punch to the gut. And so I also had to bounce back from that, a few other things, and then get back on the horse and just see this through. Just see this through, because I needed to tell this story. So yes, 2016, 2017 pre-production, 2018 the actual production, and then later 2018 up until December editing. And a lot of that, I don't know if you guys saw a lot of my posts at 4 a.m. 4 a.m. I'm pumped on coffee and getting myself pumped. That's what I was doing. I was getting up at 4 a.m. Pounding down 2 cups of coffee and then editing the movie till about 8, maybe 9 in the morning, and getting ready to go to work. And then I worked from 9:30 to 6:30 p.m.
I'm sure you had restless nights, but I enjoyed the ending because it was so unpredictable, and I was just
Thank you.
where is it going? It was not predictable, so I enjoyed it.
And that goes back to the power of story. This is beyond me. This goes back like the ancient Greeks, the 3-act structure. You don't have to have a lot of money, but tell me an interesting story, even if it's verbal, around the campfire, and you got me. So it's about, if you guys gave, which you did, and I appreciate you forever, your money and your time to watch this movie, I take that very seriously, and I'm gonna put you on, I wanna put you on quite the roller coaster. So I take that very seriously of myself. Yes?
First, I have to say that the church scene inspired so much emotion because it threw me off, and then it brought me back, and it made me cry. Something like that is extremely hard to capture, especially in film, and in the way you did it with the pause, and then going to the scene where he sees the person in the distance with the rose, representation of death, was just startling. What inspired you to do that in such a concept?
The church sequence? I have these dreams, and it actually got worse with COVID. Not as in bad, but in the intensity of the dreams. And for some reason, if you guys ever do any editing, you have what's called a timeline. And then on that timeline, you can mix and match the different pieces, speed them up, slow them down. It can be a beautiful construction or a jumbled mess. I have these dreams where weird things like that happen, and I just write them down. And it got worse when I had COVID back in September. The dreams got more intense. And you know, most nights they're not there, and then the ones that they are, they're really intense. And so that's why I have a very hard time sleeping, which is actually to the benefit of editing and writing and whatnot, because it can be a little scary to go to sleep sometimes for that reason. So that's you know, weird dreams, and I'm like, what if we can capture that mood and that feeling? And that's kind of what I want for. So, and I'm happy to hear that it sounds like that. Johnny.
I was curious about,
Robert Gitty right now.
yeah, car wrecks, being in a car wreck. It always fascinates me.
Yeah.
And I thought it was very believable, just like the action and everything. When something like kind of strikes a little bit of PTSD in me, like I feel like I'm like, whoa, like
Oh,
that's
Johnny, did I do that?
like yeah, it was like a
I'm
little bit of
sorry.
a jolt, like it was really realistic, and so I wanted to give you props on that. And like, how do you do that? Like, because obviously, I mean, was it just like the camera spinning around inside the car, or like how did you like
So
accomplish that?
That was a combination of things, right? So first off, if you're looking at the physical screen, it was one continuous shot. Car stops, and then it actually does make a left turn, right? And then Al, are you here? Okay. Al was our stunt car driver. He's an actor, been in many other films. Then we cued him to drive in from the left, frame left, right? Then what you do is you, in editing, take the space in between that were the safety zone, so to speak. You chop that out, and you bring the 2 points in time at which the two bumpers are about to touch, and then you cut to the inside. So it looks like,
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, more of the inside, like.
so, yeah, so with that camera that Gilbert Ibarra of Ibarra Films is carrying, that's actually the camera that we use to film all we have. Little Rebel T2i or T6i, you can buy it at Costco. Also some churros and pizza. And so with that camera, what I did was this, Johnny. I put my hands into the dashboard from outside of the car. The actors did this. Remember, Karen?
Yeah. There was a lot of that.
And they had to get that right. In conjunction with me doing this with the camera, right after, in editing, I bring the splices together of the bumpers coming together. Did this with the camera.
That's kind of what I was thinking, but yeah.
It's really,
What, at school, college for filmmaking? The actual technique, the speaking technique, that takes strong grip.
No, not with that sucker. That's insane. Yeah, with that camera right there. Yeah, no, you just rotate it with your hands, and so and I know it's not Steven Spielberg high-tech dinosaurs coming out of the jungle type of stuff, but it worked out. I think it worked. And then you add some sound effects, etc. Robert.
Well, a couple things. You know me as the action guy, but you had me crying during the scene in the church. I don't like you for that. Then, if anybody doesn't know, Edgar is actually a great action director, also.
Thank you, Robert. Yeah, we've done 2 action films in the past. One action film.
But yeah, I just want to know, what was your inspiration for this?
Oh, that's a question. That's always the question. I'll be flat out honest with you guys. Before my wife, I liked a girl. Didn't work out for whatever reason. Met my wife. That ended with the girl. Met my wife, and for I want to say a good number of years after I met my wife, after we were married, it just in the back of my mind, hey, whatever happened to so and so. And so I work for Channel 4 News. I'm a cameraman, right? So out in the city of South Tucson, there's a dentist office, and we were getting reports of people shooting up and taking leaks at a bus stop, and you can actually see this from the inside of a dentist office. And so a coworker, Lupita Murillo, and myself, she tells me, hey, this is our story, here's the location. And I'm like, oh, I know somebody that works there. And so we went, we did the story, and before I left, I'm like, hey, how's so-and-so doing? Like, hope she's doing good, and, she on shift today, and, and I was told Edgar, she died a few years back. And so that nucleus, that was the nucleus, and then everything else was built around that concept of what if somebody found out, just out of curiosity, somebody that you knew in the past, you just find out like that they had actually been deceased a while back. And then so everything else, Robert, was built upon that. The whole 3-act structure, the motivations, etc. So that was kind of the course. That's why I call it loosely based on real life.
Edgar, last question. Okay. Is this going to be available on DVD that we can support you? Buy the DVD down the road?
So I'm going to try to shoot for DVDs, but definitely streaming platforms.
Okay.
I will make an announcement when the time's appropriate for which streaming platform. But trust me, you guys, after the Harkins' very generous run, it'll be available in some way, shape, or form, and I will scream loudly about it online. And if you guys know of, hey, like you were there, like here, because if the other person doesn't know about the link that I'm putting out there and whatnot, so it'll be out there for sure. Because I want to share this. I want to share the movie.
How long will it be in Harkins Theater?
So far, minimum 7-day run from now till Thursday, the 4th. So, here's one more spiel, you guys. Businesses like Harkins, they need our support. They need our support because, everyone's been hit by this. Everyone's been hit by the pandemic and COVID. And so I want to thank Harkins for giving All We Have a shot. I want to thank you guys for coming out and proving to Harkins that there is a market for Tucson film. But here's my critical point. If you guys like this movie, if it made an impact, if it had an effect, this is the time to literally call someone up, like maybe tonight, maybe 3 people, maybe 5 people, and say, hey, you need to go check this movie out. But not just because you need to, but you need to because it's only going to be in the theaters for X amount of days. So right now's the time, you guys. Right now's the time. You got, and I said this last night on my Facebook Live, you got McDonald's, and that's all fine and dandy, but I'm the guy with the burger cart. I'm the guy with the burger cart making, we're making our own small hamburgers, but they work, but we need your support. So we need you guys to, if you guys, again, if this movie affected you, if you liked it, if you're like, hey, this movie really sucked, and I'm going to throw more money at it, then go ahead and do that. But tell somebody, I'm being a smarty pants, by the way. So I'm a smart ass. Yeah, you guys tell people to come on out. It's going to be here. I think there's one more tonight, a bunch tomorrow, a bunch Sunday, and then also Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So, and that's how we take a stand here in Tucson and say, you know what? Our movies matter. Our stories matter. Here's my vote. I'm voting with my dollars.
Edgar, on my Facebook, we also already created a bunch of posters for you.
Thank you.
Your artwork and the location.
Thank you. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that. Thank you, Chuck. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Any more questions? Or yes.
First of all, I would like to tell you that was an amazing performance.
Thank you so much.
I really, really enjoyed it. You were awesome. And I just wanted to know, do you have anything else coming up? Do you have other projects you're working on? What's your future like?
So interestingly enough, I'm going into the field that Edgar's in. I'm going into the journalism field, with the help of God. I'm hoping to not do the camera stuff just because it's really hot out. I'm thinking of maybe doing more stuff inside. Right, yeah. I'm thinking of being a reporter, but...
Karen's at the Cronkite School of Journalism.
Yes, I'm at the Cronkite School. I had to move from the U of A. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm so sorry, but I had to move to ASU for the journalism. I know, I'm sorry. I know. Yeah, that's what's going on right now. In the future, I'm open to anything. If someone wants to be like, hey, you want to move? I'm like, yes, like, let's
Yeah.
do it, you know? Right now, I'm in the point in my life where I will take any opportunity I can, and I think that's something that, like, I'll always carry in my life, or I want to carry in my life, is just, like, be open to new opportunities, because you never know what can happen in life, you know, even if 2 doors open, that may lead to 3 doors opening, so, yeah, but thank you so